player, all about the girls in the paper. Freshen up, half an hour later on the mirror. So clean, looking so good, looking pretty mean. White teeth, fresh pair of shoes.
Well, Club Risky Business is really a 10-part series which basically revolves around three main characters, David, Charlie Lucky, and Sachi. And these three characters are what I would say a typical Zambian man embodied in these three characters. You could know these people, you could have met them on the street. And the series really follows the lives of these men and their women and how they behave in sexual relationships and whether they take responsibility for those relationships in times of HIV and AIDS.
Playing Charlie Lucky was definitely a thrilling experience, exciting, but I think it was a very challenging experience for me, at the same time, because it tends to be a controversial character to some point when you think about it, MCPs, but I think looking beyond that, I really enjoyed playing Charlie Lucky.
You stay there.
I'm not your prisoner, David. I just say.
Who was that?
When I first read the character for Mimi, I thought, this is very similar to what goes around, around me. I've seen most girls that like Mimi, and she was a chatterbox just like myself, so I was like, maybe I'll pull this off, just maybe.
Let's see, he's a fun-loving guy, so to speak, he's the kind of guy that, he's a man's man, meaning that he's the kind of guy that guys want to be around.
Well, how we actually came into the project in the first place is that I had paid a visit to Richard Harrison at Society for Family Health, and he had asked me to look at some scripts which had initially been drafted around an idea of these multiple concurrent partnerships, and then invited me to a meeting where there were other partners, Health Communication Project and Zambia Center for Communication programs. And one of the things that became interesting was the story of these sexual networks and how they actually were a superhighway for HIV infection. And when I looked at the scripts, I said, wow, this story can't be told in a 30-second ad. And then we proposed the idea of a 10-part series that would be 5 minutes in length per episode.
I don't want to do this. Yes. It might be necessary. Because you're not seeing. Let's move. If he's not seeing the mirror, you don't need it. Look at the mirror still. Face the mirror. Face the mirror. As I said, face the mirror. Even the body.
Because he's always with girls. He knows how to handle girls. He knows how to take care of girls. And he doesn't have a problem in the world of females. So to speak. So it was thrilling for me to be in a situation where I felt, outside of my comfort zone, so to speak. He's also a lovable guy, and he uses condoms every time. What can I say?
Go. And pause. Yes. Hey, yes. Yes. Okay, one more. For me.
she called me, she's like, tell that David guy, blah, blah, blah. But no, just, my friends tease me once in a while and call me Mimi. And so you like Balis, huh? And I'm like, oh God, the stereotype. No, I don't like Balis.
Ready. Come. So do your entire dialogue. Finish. Then come out. When you come out of the car, walk this way, like you did the other side. But let him get ready, that guy, eh? Popo, get ready. You running, Chris?
But no, not really. I think everyone recognizes me, but some people are not sure if it's me, which is cool. But yeah, no, not really. No one has called me Mimi, meaning it, I hope. Yeah.
Well, the first element was really coming up with a story that was real and true to life to Zambians. I think this is not the first HIV/AIDS series or the first HIV/AIDS film that was done in Zambia, but what we really wanted was something that would really resonate with men, and that when people watched the series and they looked at the characters, they could say, those are people they know. I could be David, I could be Charlie Lucky, and in that vein realize the risk and the threat of HIV and AIDS. So the first was getting the story right, and thankfully we had a very talented person who did the story. That was Fred Peary. He wrote the bulk of the script, and you know, obviously there was contributions for technical advice and obviously from Jeff Sitali as well. But really the development of the characters was Fred's, and I think he came up with very realistic characters, and from what I've heard people say, a lot of people have said, this is real. These could be people I know. Yeah, I think also one of the challenges also were that we wanted to do a high value production. So for us, getting the right team together, the right cameraman, the right sound people, you know, the right crew was really important. And we took our time to make sure that we could find people that we felt would really be committed to the project and really want to make a really stellar movie. Club Risky Business was actually shot as a movie. Many people don't know that, but it was shot as a movie and cut down into the 5-minute episode that subsequently ended up airing on ZNBC. So editing 22 hours of footage and getting it down into 50 minutes worth of film was extremely difficult and complicated, because there were so many things that had to be cut out that made the story brilliant. But I think the editor Kenny Mumba also did a fantastic job in bringing it all to life in the post-production process as well.
But perhaps that barman just give me a real drink, I think, no?
No. He says something.
There's lots of peer pressure, especially for people who are like in like college, or even just kids that are growing up, and those that are not very fortunate to have certain things. They feel the need to keep up with their appearance, you understand? So they do things that will keep them in tune with everyone else. So they do stuff maybe that's out of character, but as long as they're fitting in with everybody else, it's all good. So I think most girls just do it because they want to fit in. I don't think most girls naturally are like that, but you know, that's just how the world is.
I think Charlie Lucky definitely matured, you know, as the series progressed, and for me that was the most fun part about it, you know, because the way he starts, you know, from episode 1, you know, to 4 up until 10, it's a gradual shift, you know, in change of character. You know, you see this guy growing, maturing, excuse me, learning, you know, the other dangers that he faces in his lifestyle.
Drop it. You see, you made the baby cry. You storm off. Hush, baby. Hush. Everything. You know, it's a pressure cooker. When you move, lift the lid, and the water has reached boiling point, it can only turn into vapor. And you feel that. Oh.
I think I was always aware of people having multiple concurrent partners, but I think when you're actually visualizing it like in the form of, you know, like a play or something, it's more realistic. And let's see, yeah, so I think it makes me more conscious actually. I'm more scared of what anyone is doing. I'm like, so I wonder how many girlfriends that guy has, you know. I think it's good because it keeps you on your toes. But I mean, you can't really keep asking, but at least you're aware, so it's a good thing. The car scene, oh my goodness, the club scene, that was funny. Because I could just imagine getting caught in the club, first of all, and you know, your belly catches you with your youngster. It was just a very dramatic scene, and I think you notice many people have all these fights when you go out, and you always wonder, like, what's the story behind it? So, I guess I could relate somehow to that story. It was funny, for me anyways. Yeah, I like that scene, though it took us a very long time to shoot, and I was tired, but it was fun. It was fun to shoot. It was realistic. I think my co-actor partner was really good. He helped me out, and it was really nice actually.
I even love you. You're no one without me, but David. That's not say just that you old man looking.
How could you do that to me? How could you embarrass Joy and I in front of my friends and family?
How many times am I going to tell you that I said I am sorry? Do you honestly think I did that on purpose? And besides, Jessica is also acting strange these days. I think she suspects something.
Well, maybe the time has come for you to make a decision. To choose between us.
Oh, come on.
Such a Joy and I can't always be number 2 in your life.
Veronica, you know that's not easy. I've been married to Jessica for the past 7 years. And besides, I still love her.
So, you don't love me. You don't love your only son. Come on, Sachi. You know I'm still young. I've still got market. You treat me like I don't know. You know, you just, what I'm trying to say is, it's not too late for me to be number 1 in someone else's life. There's so many men out there who are willing to marry me and give me what you can't. You see? You see what you've done? You've made him cry.
Me? Veronica!
Yeah, another thing, Wale, please, I need his sound as well.
Okay.
If we decide to cut...
My overall experience in club risky business, you know, it was, there was a lot of learning, you know, and a lot of humility, you know, and had a lot of fun. I made friends, you know, and man, I had a great time with the cast and crew. The whole time we kept laughing. I mean, I think that was, I think playing Club Risky Business was one of my most fun experiences in a long time, you know.
My experience has been great. I liked the script. I liked what it was aiming for, and I just hope, even if there's just one person or 2 people out there who get it, I think it was a very good campaign. And yeah, well, I just generally I liked the actors, I liked the direction. Since my first time acting, it was quite fun actually. I mean, obviously there were those days where you're like, oh my goodness, but it was really fun. It was a good experience. I learned about different things, about lighting, you know, media. Media is fun actually, but yeah, it was a good experience.
Well, I mean, I think the very fact that it's rooted in reality, we even as I was reading the research together with Freddie as we were developing the story idea, as we were reading the research and saying, oh, well, what's new about this MCP? This is an age-old tradition. The only thing that's different is the fact that, you know, HIV is present in our lives today. But we all knew of the father who had 2, you know, people who had 2 other siblings from somewhere else, or the long-term mistress. So it wasn't a new story. What made it different is because of HIV. And I think bringing the fact that, you know, bringing that to the fore and discussing it openly and saying, come on guys, maybe our sexual behavior is putting us at risk, was a very sensitive topic to deal with. But we thought if we didn't deal with it frankly, then we wouldn't be able to actually come up with the solutions for people to actually move forward and say, well, what safe sexual behavior can we practice so that we reduce our risk? I think that making a movie, I'd never done one before. So it was really a fascinating experience to learn about the scripting, to learn about everything that go into post-production. We met so many fantastic people. Most of the actors on this project had never acted before. So I think it was a good project that was also, there was a good intergenerational mix. The old school guys, Uncle Jeff, and the younger guys working together to create this really fantastic project. And I think that was the nice thing about it.